The MITRE ATT&CK Framework is a detailed guide of tactics and techniques used by hackers. It helps cybersecurity professionals understand how attacks happen and where to put defenses. The framework is divided into several phases, from initial reconnaissance to exfiltration and impact. Phase 1 is the reconnaissance phase, where attackers gather information about their targets. An example is the masscan tool, used by attackers to perform high-speed port scans and identify open ports on a network. With SSHepherd, administrators can close these ports, making them invisible to hackers and significantly harder for attackers to gather the information they need to launch an attack. In the initial access phase, attackers try to get into the network. One of their techniques is exploiting open ports. An example is the Bluekeep vulnerability in Remote Desktop Protocol, which allowed hackers to take control of systems. With SSHepherd, closed ports eliminate these attack paths, making it harder for attackers. In the persistence and privilege escalation phases, attackers try to stay in the network and elevate their privileges. An example is the SSH Backdoor exploit, where attackers used an open SSH port to find usernames and set up a backdoor. SSHepherd keeps ports closed, restricting attackers' lateral movement within the network. Closed ports stop them from connecting to other systems or gaining higher privileges. In the defense evasion and credential access phases, attackers use methods like port knocking or exploiting open ports to avoid detection and steal credentials. For example, in an SSH brute force attack, attackers repeatedly try different usernames and passwords on open SSH ports. With SSHepherd, these ports are closed, stopping these techniques. Attackers can't hide their activities or steal credentials from closed ports. During the discovery and lateral movement phases, attackers map the network and move between systems. An example is the MySQL brute force attack, where attackers scan for open MySQL ports to find databases and spread across the network. SSHepherd's closed ports make these scans ineffective. Without open ports, attackers can't map the network or find new targets, limiting their movement. Finally, in the collection, command and control, and exfiltration phases, attackers gather data, communicate with compromised systems, and try to steal information. An example is the SQL injection attack on Apache web servers, where attackers use open ports to inject malicious SQL code and steal data. SSHepherd's closed ports disrupt these activities. Attackers can't set up control channels or easily steal data without open ports, making it hard for them to get data out of your network. SSHepherd provides a robust defense across the entire MITRE ATT&CK framework by closing the very ports that attackers rely on throughout their exploits. By making your network invisible and limiting entry points, you contain the adversaries and stay one step ahead in the cyber war. Please reach out to us at fullarmor.com/SSHepherd or email to sales@fullarmor.com to learn more about how SSHepherd can protect your network.